Cleveland, Ohio. This was the scene a few minutes ago. The dog pound in full roar as their Browns emerge from their tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions. Here's the punter, Sam Martin, now ready to get us started. And off we go from Cleveland. On the return, Jabril Peppers. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. First down, Mayfield. And now right away, he lost the football.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
All right, now, look at 56. Look at 56.
They go play action here on first down. Flush to his right. On the crossing route, complete. It's Higgins. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. That's Njoku over the middle. And they do get him down, but not before he reaches the 4-yard line. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll run high. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3. You know, CD, Carlos Hyde, he will not forget August 20th. 98 yards rushing in that game last week, 2 touchdowns, 1 win for the Browns. But most importantly, a baby boy was born, his son.
So let's applaud the fact that Carlos Jr. arrived.
And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Baker Mayfield scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Browns take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Out of the gun, Stafford. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
Second and 10, Stafford again. Eluding the pressure right. Now he'll go deep down the middle. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down. Pretty lucky to get the football back. Had his target out there waving the arms, saying I'm open, but maybe didn't see him quick enough.
And I know the jokes are always about defensive backs' hands. What really actually happens, you don't get many opportunities. You get over anxious and you start to think about taking it away and going the other way instead of focusing and catching the ball.
And this one is incomplete.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
This is brought in at the 21. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Cleveland Browns coming back on offense. That gives us a chance to look back at their victory again from last week. They had gone 635 days without a win.
What? Hold on a second. How many days?
635. but now, after this 3-game stretch they've had, they're 1-1-1. They could be 3-0, and people are saying, geez, Charles, why can't they win 7, 8, 9 games?
Yeah, and I think that's a legitimate question. And I also think it's one that the Browns will talk about behind closed doors, but we won't hear it out in public. There's a quiet confidence starting to build with this team, and it's happened over the last couple of years, even though they had the lousy year last season. The drafting got better, the pickups in free agency. They just feel good about who they are, and let us not forget, drafting Baker Mayfield at number 1, there's something about him. He has that it factor, and Cleveland's starting to follow.
Buying time to his left. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. He was trying to get it to his tight end, David Njoku. And it's 2nd down.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're 1 to the good. Go ahead and try and pressure advantage.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And he's got his tight end, Njoku. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage to the 35. That defensive breakdown allows a pickup of 16 on 4th down. Now Mayfield got an open man. It's Radley. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and they're going to have a 3rd down. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. From the gun, Mayfield. Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, gets him 9 yards and a 1st. The 1st down carry here for Johnson. He'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Carlos Hyde scampering home from 19 yards out, and the Browns add on to their lead. And it's 15-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So here come the Lions now. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Hey, 22!
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 47. Here with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin as the Lions.
All right, boys, here we go. Hey, go here. Hey, go here. 11-11.
On 1st down at Stafford. Out to the right here to Wilson. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Throw left side, taken in by Galladay. That one goes for 24 yards. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit, as his guys are in for 6. And the Lions have got it back to a 1-score game.
As they began this last drive, things weren't exactly looking up for this offense. But after what they just did, putting the ball in the end zone, that took them away from the brink of possibly being knocked out of this game.
Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute. Other times it's just a simple adjustment in your game plan, finding a spot that maybe was a little weaker than maybe you thought, and going to that. So many different things, so many different ways, but right now, you got to like what they're doing. They have put distance between themselves and their opponent.
Looking to add on here in the second quarter. Here's Mayfield. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down. Now, they couldn't get anything going there out on the right side in the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Throwing right, and that's complete. That one goes for 24 yards. This quarterback now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's 1st down. And again, it's Mayfield. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Higgins. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Going to the air again with Mayfield. Screen play, Johnson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another 1st down.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Kerry Hyder able to drop him for a loss of a couple. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
To throw, Mayfield. And he's caught right at the 10-yard line. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Rashard Higgins, 29 yards. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. And his kick is right through. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Now Abdullah, the return. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now.
I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 23. They begin the drive with Johnson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. More from Cleveland after this. On 2nd down, Johnson. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Larry Ogunjobi there to make the tackle.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
21.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. It's caught. Jones. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. A big 30-yard play on 3rd.
On the ball, on the ball.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Looking deep downfield. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things.
On 2nd and 10, Stafford. Wilson snags it left side. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Stafford to the former Seahawk Wilson for Lions first. Stafford now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a 1st down here. To the air again, Stafford. Escaping the pressure right. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down. The Lions need to move. They're hustling to the line now.
Got three. Three down. We're rolling. Hey, go here. 11.
Here's Stafford now on 2nd down. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. From the gun, here's Stafford. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10 to the 7. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. The Lions into the red zone for the first time. They've got it 1st and goal at the 7. They'll try to run it in with Abdullah. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. As the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Following the interception, Mayfield steps away to his left. He's got a man wide open. It's Landry. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. So we have reached halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
50-50.
To throw again, Stafford. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
32. 0.
On second down, here's Stafford. And his throw here's incomplete. Golden Tate, his intended receiver. And that'll make it third down.
Whenever they're trying to attack a zone defense, you're trying to figure out where your gaps are going to be. And depending on what type of zone they're playing, it could be on the outside, it could be in the middle, it could be in the seams, in the edges. In this case, they tried to attack the middle of the field, but this zone defense didn't allow it.
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Detroit. Marvin Jones, 58 yards. And the Lions able to get this back within a touchdown. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
To return, it's Peppers. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the third quarter. They go play action here on first down. Rolling to his right. And he's got his man on the crossing route. That's Landry. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. On 1st and 10, Mayfield incomplete.
He's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Now he'll escape to his right. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
Detroit! Detroit!
Mayfield now from the 50. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jamal Agnew. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Tag 32! Hey, go here! Big 20! 21! 21!
To throw on 2nd down is Stafford. Flush to his right. It's complete to Golden Tate. And they're able to get this one down to the 25. A gain of 32 that time.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Tackle made there by Myles Garrett.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
They still can't get it. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
10, 10. 21.
Out of the gun, Stafford. Eluding the pressure right. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit. And receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Devon Kennard in from his linebacker's spot. He's able to drop him for a loss of about 10. The Browns on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. A first throw here for the backup Taylor.
Escaping the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. That scramble good for 13 yards, but not good enough for a first down. It's fourth.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
It's a quarterback sneak. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on fourth. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead here as we start quarter number 4. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. It's Sylvester Williams there to bring him down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football. That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
On third down, Mayfield. He's got his tight end in Njoku. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. They'll go option to the short side. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. He'll get 8 on the keeper there. It'll be second and a couple. And this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
This is 3rd and 2, maybe the biggest play in this football game. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. They'll run it. Here's Hyde. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Taylor. Throw left side, caught by the tight end in Njoku. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You stop to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Now Johnson, and he'll take this one down to the 36. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Back to the ground. This time it's Hyde. It's a loss of 2. Now 3rd down. And we're going to get another timeout called by the Lions as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter. The Browns on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Taylor will throw. He may try and run for this. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. And off the crossbar, and it kicks back out. Needed maybe a foot or 2, but it's no good as it stands. And this score will stay right where it is. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete to Tate. Give him 30 yards there.
You have no timeouts. You absolutely know you have to get out of bounds. That's been practiced many, many times. Can't afford to blow it in this situation.
Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down.